Hey there, I'm Matt the Real Estate Guy. Thanks for joining us. Let's talk about some real estate.
All right, some quick fire questions here. What's better, buying a house and renting it out or buying a house and then flipping it?
Both are good. I think you got to look at what your long-term plan is. Are you looking for a quick buck? Are you looking for long-term cash flow every month? So what I personally like to do is I like to buy a house and flip maybe one or two to get the cash for a down payment to put on a property that I'm going to buy and fix up and hold for as a rental. So look at it this way. It's great to have one big cash inflow, but then you're going to eat that every month and you're going to run out of cash in 6 months. Where if I can get a small amount that I'm going to collect every month and that's going to be in perpetuity, I make money before I wake up every day. So ultimately, I think the more houses you can buy long-term and hold as rentals is the best, but you got to come up with the money for the down payment some way, and that's where flipping comes in.
So, Matt, I read somewhere that if you could hold 7 or own 7 properties, rental properties, that's the golden rule to becoming a millionaire. Is that correct?
Well, I think the more rental properties you can own, as long as they're cash flowing, it's very important that they are cash flowing. The closer you are, or the closer you are to becoming a millionaire or becoming a multimillionaire. So for every property that I purchase, I look for about $500 a month in cash flow. So basically, by the time you collect your rent, your top level rent from your tenant, then you got to pay your repairs, your insurance, your real estate taxes, renovations, management costs, all that, vacancies. After you bake all that in, and I've got a spreadsheet I can share with you if you have any interest. We can post that later to you. But looking for a bottom line of about $500 a month. But figure it out. The average, if you're going to buy 7 rental properties, the average price I think in Orlando is like $350. So if you're going to pay that down or on a 30-year mortgage, say 10 years into it, you've got 50% equity just for the heck of it. So 50% of 350 is what, 175 times 7. You're a millionaire 10 years in. What's the fastest way to becoming a millionaire? What's the fastest way to making $10 million? Run out and borrow $10 million and rent it out. Let somebody else pay off your mortgage.
So, Matt, what's the deal with wholesalers? And do you recommend being a wholesaler for investing for beginners?
I guess you do what you have to do at the beginning. I'm not a huge fan of wholesaling or wholesalers. Obviously, they have their place in the market. But generally, what a wholesaler is it's somebody that's going to come to you, and you probably get letters or calls. I get calls every day. Somebody wants to buy your investment property. They're going to make you an offer, generally a very low offer, pennies on the dollar. And if you're silly enough to accept it, first of all, before you accept it, call your realtor, call us, Matt the Real Estate Guy, 407-829-2418. Call our office. Tia can help you, get you set up, and we can let you know what it's really worth. But the problem with wholesalers is that they're going to try to lock up your house or your property for a value far less than it's worth. They're going to get you under contract. They probably don't even have the funds to be able to purchase that if they wanted to. What they're going to do is they're going to sell that to a third party. They're going to mark up the contract and sell that contract to a third party that might actually have money. That person is going to purchase it, and everybody makes money except for you as the owner. They're basically stealing your equity. So I'm not a fan of wholesalers. If you need to sell your house fast, there's a lot of options to get cash for your dollars. We can help you with that at our office. Yeah, I would still steer clear of wholesalers if you can, if at all possible.
What are the parameters? What should I be looking for on my first property for investing?
There's no right or wrong property. I think the idea is just get out there and do it, and make your mistakes. You're going to make mistakes no matter how you do it. Just don't sit behind your desk and run the spreadsheets until you can't see straight and never actually take action. I think the big thing is take action, do it now, and go out and buy your first property. But the best way to go, there's a distinct line between residential and commercial, and that stops at 4 to 5 units. So anything 4 units or less, so a single family home, duplex, triplex, or fourplex, is going to be residential. You can get a fixed loan on that for 30 years. You never have to requalify. Your loan never resets. And so you know what your payment is. You're not going to have to worry about interest rate fluctuations and that sort of thing. That's what I would start with for a beginner, your first, second, maybe your first 10 homes, that sort of thing, your first 10 units. I like the duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes because you can get that great financing on them. When you get into 5 units, that's commercial. Generally, you're going to buy those as a corporation. Your loan's going to reset every 5 to 10 years or variable. Your time period to pay it off is going to be shorter. It's going to be either 20 or 25 years, which makes your payment go up. Commercial real estate's great, but it's a whole different ballgame, and it's very confusing with the rentals, the different types of leases, that sort of thing. So keep it simple to start out with. There's going to be enough to wrap your head around with the residential properties, single family, duplex, triplex, and fourplex. That's how I recommend you get started. If you can buy one of those and use it as your primary home, live in one of those, you're going to get the best financing. You could probably put as little as 3.5% down. But if you're going to buy a straight up investment property and you don't want to live in it at all, you're probably going to look at about 25% down. So anyway, you can call our office if you need help with a good mortgage broker. Give Tia a call at 407-496-7837.